Welcome back to the Birdie Productions YouTube channel. My name is Mason Williams, and the time has come to crown a champion in Arkansas. Birdie Productions presents the FPO final round lead card at the second ever go-throw event, the Persimmon Ridge Championships. I've got Raven Newsom and Jennifer Smiley in the booth today, commentating on this final round. Let the show begin.
Welcome in everyone to another production of Birdie Pro. I'm Raven Newsom and this is Jen Smiley, and we are on the lead card final round for the FPO at the Persimmon Ridge Championships here on the Go Throw Tour.
Yeah, first up we have Nina Guerrero. She shot 7 under yesterday. I shot 6 under, 1 stroke back. Emily Weatherman is sitting 2 behind me at 4 under. And Taylor Chocek is at 2 under.
It'll be fun to see how they attack today.
Hole 1 is going to be a par 3, 371 feet. Great hole just to get it out of the open and let it rip.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live for the lead card FPO final round coverage right here. Our leader, coming out of Kentucky, repping Gateway. Give it up for Nina Guerrero.
Here on hole 1, you're looking for a nice turnover backhand shot into the green. So Nina's looking to get a nice late flip on this that gets a good, dependable finish back to the left.
Yeah, just like yesterday, she nails this shot. Puts it right up in the circle.
Nice, really smooth there.
All right, up next, coming out of Virginia, repping MVP. Give it up for Jennifer Smiley.
What are you throwing here, Jen?
I am throwing the trail here, and yesterday I didn't trust it and underturned it, so today I'm making sure I commit to the shot and put it on a little bit of Anheuser in this tailwind.
Nice, and that looks like a really nice angle on this. Oh, snot, did you ace it? Oh, man. Nice shot. That's really smooth.
That's a beautiful run right there. This is third in the order. Coming out of Texas, repping Innova. Give it up for Emily Weatherman.
Emily Weatherman is a Pro Tour winner. She came onto the scene last year pretty heavily. She's got a lot of power and a smooth putt, so it'll be a lot of fun to see her throw some shots today.
Yeah, this shot was looking pretty good. Also sneaks into side circle.
All right, now we are repping Oregon and Discraft. Give it up for Taylor Chocek.
Yeah. So there's a lot of hype around Taylor. She is known for just throwing the disc ridiculously far. So I'm super excited to see her throw some shots today. She'll be able to throw some more stable stuff than you're going to normally see out of a lot of the FPO players.
Yeah, she decides to go for the big hyzer over those 2 trees and just nails it.
Good. Super smooth.
Yeah, today we have a little bit more wind than we did yesterday, but it is similar in direction.
Nice.
Here's Nina with like a 25-foot putt.
Really smooth.
Yeah, her putting is top tier.
And it always feels good on the first hole, especially when you're coming in with a lead, to be able to knock something like that down.
Yeah.
And Emily's here about the same distance, just a little bit on that upslope. First putt of the tournament on the second day can be a little tough sometimes.
Yeah. Nerves were high for sure.
Very smooth. I like her zappy style of putt there. It's really nice.
Yeah, she gets a lot of spin, and her putting is really, really great.
Nice. That's a tricky comeback putt sometimes. When you got those little bushes, it like can impact your direct swing a little bit. So it's nice to see her pick that and clean that up really easy. Need to tap in a nice early birdie. That's a good way to start the tournament.
Yeah, I was happy to get this one after messing up on this hole.
Hole 2 is going to be a par 3, 298 feet. We're actually not playing to this white basket here. The basket's going to be off to the right, a little elevated.
All right, hole 2, we're looking at Nina throwing a smooth forehand. You want to have something that dependably finishes back to the right. So you're going to be seeing forehands on this, but also some backhand turnovers. You're going to be throwing a backhand hex here.
Detour.
Detour.
Yeah, this one is very tricky because the green is super punishing. So if you're not inside circle, a lot of us are just planning on laying up.
Yeah, this course is known for its really dangerous greens. Considered it a landing zone style course. You want to find yourself as close as you can on the elevated baskets or lay up. Taylor over here finding a really nice swing for the hyzer, but pushed it just a little bit back on that right side. So you can get a lot of ground play down there. She may have rolled out to about 50 or so.
This looks so good out of Emily. She is able to get up inside circle with a putt for the 2.
Yeah, very smooth there. That's that little bit scary range where it's easy to kind of pull that shot sometimes. So yeah, it'll be a really a good gauge of where she's at in her round if she can knock that thing in early.
Yeah. Nina decides to just lay up. Her and I were both just outside circle and wanted no part of that putt.
Yeah, you're not going to win on the second hole, so
Yeah.
might as well just be smart. Here's Taylor from about 45, just doing the same thing. A little bit of headwind. It's easy for those to lift, but one thing that's really nice about that is just seeing it directly online, so that looked really smooth.
It was a great commitment.
I'm sure that'll be indicative of the rest of the round.
Nina and I talking about how we're not used to having a camera on us and accidentally got in the way. And I almost missed that one.
Whoa.
And gave myself the heebie-jeebies.
Jeez Louise. My goodness. Didn't even hold on to your disc on the way out either.
Yep.
Hole 3 is going to be a par 3, 230 feet. Teeing off from the right side, more of a straight shot right into this gap.
Nina threw a pretty neutral mid-range, and I am throwing the servo. We both accidentally just don't compensate for the strong tailwind and end up in the tree.
Yeah, a little early there. Taylor looks to be lining up a big hyzer. Yeah, so there's some tall trees up there on the right, so she's got to really make sure she commits to the height on this so that I can get enough swing. That's looking pretty solid.
Yeah, drops down. I think that's just inside circle.
Nice. Very smooth from
Yeah,
Emily.
Emily just pures this. It looked so smooth out of her.
That's awesome. And one nice thing, too, about that hyzer play is wherever you kind of catch those trees, you're just going to drop, and a lot of those trees are sitting inside the circle. Whereas when you have these early trees here on this cedar that we're seeing from Nina, it gets really punishing really fast, and you have to have a really weird scramble. So
yeah.
it takes some risk out.
Yeah, Nina tries to pitch out and doesn't quite get all the way out. I have this touchy forehand, and
Smooth.
I'm luckily able to get up inside bullseye.
So Nina will have a long bid here. You're crawling out. Nina will have a long bid here, so definitely want to see a nice, smooth, powerful run on this. And it's tough when you got a cedar in the backswing and you're going uphill. Nice that she kept it close.
Yeah,
Sweet.
so good. Taylor, her putting was on fire, and when you throw as far as she does, like, she is going places.
That is awesome. Very zappy, which I like a lot.
Emily is able to secure her birdie on this hole with a really nice putt.
Heck yeah. Very smooth uphill putt.
Nina for her tap in bogey, and I will tap in as well.
And that'll tie you guys up at the top there.
Yep.
That's something that's going to be really nice. Now you both are going to be playing with a lead.
Hole 4 is going to be a par 4, 352 feet. Technical S line right off the tee, but this hole is eagleable.
Emily just peers this gap and slides all the way inside circle for look for the
Super sweet.
eagle.
Yeah, super sweet. Yeah, getting that late finish is the hardest part on this. I feel like on this shot, just getting it to flex right back at the end. You want the initial turn, but
Yeah, I threw my wave and I was expecting the headwind to flip it a little bit more than it did, and I ended up hitting that tree and dropping down.
gotcha. Nina's lining up. Looks like a fairway driver here.
Yeah. Similar line to mine, just a little lower, so she's able to sneak through and get up a little closer.
Nice.
I'm up first, and I'm about 130 feet from the basket, and just have like a little touchy approach.
Yeah, it looked like a really low ceiling, so maximizing your height there really nicely. This hole's kind of funky on this right side too. If you don't get far enough up, you really just don't get a look. So Taylor doing the best you can there, but just laying up. You don't see many runs from in there.
Yeah, same with Nina.
And this is definitely one of those holes that you want to pick up that 3 if you can, and the 2's just a nice bonus, but you really feel bad fouling it.
Absolutely. So close.
That was super smooth too.
We all wanted her to make that. It would have been so fun to watch.
Yeah, and one thing I'm loving about Emily's putt right now is it's all right on line, and that's going to be something that's going to do wonders as you come through the whole round, especially when you're in contention for the lead. If your putt's on early, on line at least, you're going to be in a good place.
Absolutely. Yeah. Everyone's just tapping in there. Birdie 3.
Yeah.
Hole 5 is going to be a par 3, 240 feet. Technical off the tee. A simple left to right movement should get you pretty close to the basket.
How do you feel about hole 5?
You know, as a predominantly backhand player, it's one that I find a little trickier. Taylor chooses to go forehand. So does Emily.
Yeah, so you're definitely looking for a late right movement in this. So throwing a backhand with the low ceiling can definitely be a little bit more challenging. What are you trying to throw here?
I'm throwing a glow detour and just trusting it flat, throwing it pretty soft, and it turns and slides all the way into bullseye.
Nice. Sweet shot. The forehand on this hole is more the traditional play that you'll see from a lot of people. You really want that right movement at the end, and you're pushing that back tree that Nina just barely missed there, and you're looking to get some right ground movement so that you're going to get a clean look at the bucket.
Yeah, that was a really great shot from Nina. Emily trying to give it a run, but it's probably outside circle 2.
Yeah. And this is a little bit more in that makeable range, probably about 58 feet for Taylor.
Yeah, definitely giving it a run.
Oh,
right on
smooth.
line.
Those are ones that always feel good when you make them, but you don't expect to make them.
Really great putt from Nina. Able to get the birdie.
And it's nice seeing her pick that up, too, after getting the bogey on 3, being able to come back in and get a nice birdie after the pretty easy pickup on 4. Being able to see that happen on the 5th is nice.
Absolutely. Emily and Taylor just tapping out their pars, and I will tap in a birdie.
Nice. So you and Nina both birdie.
Hole 6 is going to be a par 3, 285 feet. Pretty simple hyzer off the tee here. You want to make sure that disc starts moving right to left pretty soon.
Thank you. Pretty strong headwind here, so we're all throwing our stable mids and fairways out to the right and just letting them swing back in.
Nice. This looks like a really good angle from Nina. A weird
Yes.
drop, but a good big skip at the end. That's a really smooth shot from her.
Yeah, we played yesterday together and she went deep, so she corrected by throwing a mid today and just nailed it perfectly.
Nice. That's awesome. This looks zone-esque from Taylor.
I believe it is a zone, yeah.
Super smooth shot. One thing that's nice with the putter is you're going to be able to combat that ground play that you get a lot out here, and just be able to check a lot nicer. Emily looks to be throwing a fairway there, but softer, so really trusting her angle control and gets really nice shot off there.
Just parked it. Such a great shot. I am up first, and I probably have like a 28-foot putt. It's kind of a weird stance. I was right behind this tree. I was trying to decide if I should hyzer putt or anhyzer around it. Decided to go for the hyzer and put it way too high.
Oh, no. No.
Yeah, yeah.
Super smooth
So
putt.
smooth.
Holy cow.
Yeah,
Gosh, she is
Her
going to be an
putt.
animal.
is looking so good right now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you went knee putt, knee putt.
I did,
That's
yeah.
always good.
Yeah, I had
That's
this
always
little
good.
dangly branch right in front of me that made things a little annoying, but
Good cleanup.
Yeah.
Good cleanup. Yeah, it's always tough when you go from a knee back to a knee. You're like, wow, this is my best option.
yeah, yeah, it was interesting, but we all cleaned up. Everyone else with a birdie, and I took a par.
Yeah, and 3 good birdies from the ladies too. Yours was a smooth tee shot, but just caught in a little bit of a funky spot.
Hole 7 is going to be a par 3, 282 feet. Pretty similar shot to hole 6, but a little bit more trees to deal with here.
So that'll put Nina back in the lead and Emily gaining 1 on me.
Gotcha.
I believe Taylor's throwing a mid-range here, but the rest of us are throwing fairway drivers.
Super smooth.
Yeah.
I love the width on that. Good ground play too. She's going to be sitting at 15 feet or closer.
Yeah. Really smooth.
So Emily's going with pretty much the same disc that she just threw on the last one. She gets to throw almost the exact same shot. That's a really sweet play there.
Mm-hmm.
What are you lining up here?
I am throwing my resistor and just trusting it flat. I pull it a little bit and end up going long inside circle 2.
Wow. So something we didn't know is there is OB over there on the right side. And so she was playing with fire
I
with
was.
that shot. Yeah.
Yeah, luckily inbounds, but just deeper than I would like.
Yeah, fair enough.
Nina and I are about the same, probably like 40, 45 feet.
Okay. Oh, smooth run. Yeah, that was clean. I like seeing a putt like that. It's good height.
Yeah, she gets a lot of nice spin on her putt.
Dang, Jen. Nice putt.
I knew I needed to make this. I gave one up on the last hole, so I was like, full send.
Heck
Gotta
yeah.
make the putt.
Puts you squarely back, tied in the lead again. It's going to see all that pressure bouncing back and forth. It's going to be fun. Yeah, just a lack of extension there from Taylor. That follow through, it's always so important with the zappy style of putts. And you can tell when she's on, she is really on with it. And it's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, one thing I like about Taylor is that she practices when she misses, so...
Yeah, that's awesome.
Hole 8 is going to be a par 5, 767 feet. A lot of open airspace off the tee. Really trying to get 2 bombs out there and see what kind of eagle look you're going to have.
Brushed it.
That was a smooth pull from Nina. That disc has some nice stability on it too. That was really clean.
This is a pretty stock hyzer for us. And we had a little bit of headwind, but nothing too crazy on this hole.
I feel like Taylor's ideal landing zone is going to be past the tree with some finish. Holy snot.
Yeah, she absolutely ripped that.
Yeah. That was really smooth from Nina. She's going to be sitting about 70 feet, 60 feet there. So likely just a layup.
Yeah, on this shot, we're just trying to get out wide enough so we don't bring the trees short left into play. And Nina does a really good job of that.
Nice. This has some good width from Emily, but it's just a little too turned. It's going to make it hard to get into the green, so she's going to have to throw an upshot from there.
Yeah, I'm a little pinched by this tree, but I'm just telling myself to throw the exact same shot I just did. And luckily, it works out.
That was super smooth. Same disc you threw off the tee?
Yeah.
Yeah, Fission Defy.
Yeah, put me inside circle 2.
Nice.
With a long look at the basket.
And this one's got a scary green on it, so you're not going to see too many long runs, or the people that do are just very brave. But it is a tricky green for sure. You've got a cedar that's punching the backside, so Taylor's gonna be looking actually to check in about 20 feet early left of this basket.
She is throwing a massive hyzer out wide, which swings in right in front of those back trees. And
Nice.
Edge of circle.
Yeah, and that angle is just a little bit pinched from her tee shot. And yeah, we're going to see a layup here from Emily. Or an aggressive run.
Yeah, I think she was trying to run that.
I tricked myself.
Nina just laying up.
That's what I meant to say to begin with. Yeah.
I am also just laying up.
Nice.
Had a moment of where I wanted to run it. Decided not to. Taylor is definitely running it. She's just inside circle. And nails it for the 3. She got the 3 yesterday and was able to get it again today, which
Holy cow.
is amazing, yeah.
That's super good. Emily's now left herself with a cheeky 28-footer. That's going to be nice. That's a good pickup, especially after making an errant mistake like that. Trying to run a 70-foot elevated basket, you can get yourself in a tricky spot. So it's nice to see her pick that up.
Yeah. Nina cleaning up, and I will tap in my birdie as well.
So you guys played it 5 under.
Yeah,
That's pretty solid.
3 birdies and 1 eagle.
Oh
And
my
then
goodness.
I got caught. Talent.
Talent. Yeah, that's what I'd call it.
Hole 9 is going to be a par 4, 396 feet to close out this front 9. Pretty technical tee shot with the Mando on the left. Most players are going to be pitching up, trying to get the 3.
Taylor, I think, has a similar game to me. We're trying to almost hit that cedar tree right there on the right side and drop down, just like that, and it opens up the angle nicely. And if you miss, then you get a look at the basket.
It's even better. Okay. Perfect. That gets down soon enough. Yeah, so that's actually going to be in a really good spot. But if it had aired out and pushed into the back wall, she would not have had too much.
Yeah.
So you're trying to follow Taylor's line here?
Yeah, so I'm trying to throw the same shot I did on the last hole and hit the tree. I don't pull it quite wide enough, but I get a nice skip and I'm inside the cedar, but I'll have something.
Nice. Super cool. That cedar hangs a little bit higher off the ground, so you can get some maneuverability down there on the low side.
Yeah.
This is inside.
Yeah, Nina plays this for the layup, so
Oh, it's
she's
on purpose.
going. Yeah, she goes mid or putter. It was a little early, I think.
Okay.
But
Interesting. We'll certainly see a pretty straight shot here from Emily. She's like technically farther away, but Nina is definitely going to have a much harder shot in. She's going to have to deal with the Mando. That was
nicely executed from Emily, though.
Yeah, that was a really good shot from Emily. This shot's really tricky. So you're having to throw a turnover forehand that drags into the gap, but past the cedar, it's like a 25-foot window, 30-foot window that can just, it's so easy for that to happen there.
Yeah.
So at best, she's kind of looking at a 4 now. She just want to lay up. She's putting?
Yeah, just a little jump putt from where Taylor is.
And those rocks that she just landed at are about 20 feet from the basket, so that's a really good spot to be.
Nina with a forehand chip in. And
Smooth.
nice inside the bullseye. I have a weird, like, 1 foot by 1 foot gap that I'm aiming for.
Those are the best. Those are my favorite gaps.
And luckily I hit it, and I'm able to slide to about 16 feet.
Heck yeah. That's awesome. You're going to be sitting nicely for a birdie and retaking that lead if you knock this sucker in.
Yeah. Another smooth putt from Taylor.
Very clean. And notice a good extended follow through in that putt. And that was like the difference on her putt on 7, so it was really nice to see that one go in. You're lining up about 18 feet, 16 feet here.
Yeah, something like that. Yep.
Really smooth. Okay. Well, you're going to be sitting with a lead going into the back 9 here.
Yeah, this is about when I started checking scores, and honestly, all 4 of us were
Close.
really, really close at this point.
Nice. That's fun to see. Emily tapped in her birdie, and Nina tapped in her par. So you had 3 birdies and 1 par, finishing out the front 9. It's going to be a really fun battle, I think, coming into the back 9. We're going to see a lot of good golf, more scoreable backside for sure. The birdies are easier out there, but there is going to be more wind, and especially closing on 18, really anything can happen. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Absolutely. Yeah, we will see you guys in the back 9. I hope you enjoyed watching this coverage of the front 9, and you are going to want to stick around to see how this ends.